So, this New Year's banner just got announced, and I wanted to talk about some of the prizes to get here, but let me just say flat out, I would not call this an elite New Year's haul, and I would actually, before I advise to not really skip this, because you could fill out your account, do the EZA battles, and then have a ton of stones going into anniversary. Now that I see this, it really has clocked in how staggering the power creep has been. So I'm going to tell you who's probably the best character of each one to pull, and then I'm going to kind of lead you to what you should be doing instead. So take this as a should you pull if you're a new player. This is for new players or returning players, players that have a lot of stones. If you have been playing, if you have spent your stones throughout the year, please do not pull on any of this shit. It is not worth it. Full fucking stop. These are actually not very good if you don't have a lot of stones waiting. Like, if you're a whale, you wouldn't pull on these. But just quick and simple, the 20 stone requirement for the super EZA units. Beerus is the get. If you were going to pull on this and you wanted to, say you wanted to reroll account fresh, and you were going to pull on this, or say you're like a returning player, you have a bunch of stones, you want to fill out your account a little bit with some of these useful units, I would say that everyone here is useful except maybe Rose. Gotenks, Boo, Broly, Frieza, and Beerus are the prizes, but Beerus is the mega prize. This character fucking rules, brother. Like, goddamn, he rules. This guy's incredible. So, come down here. We go to a bunch of EZA characters, TURs. No fucking surprise here, by the way, but it's these guys. If you already have this unit, actually, let me just go up here and say, if you already have Beerus, you're not summoning for this. If you already have Gotenks, or not Gotenks, but Goten and Trunks, you're not summoning for any of this. Those two units are just amazing. So you'd basically be spending 50 stones for mid just to get to like here. And it's like, really? Like, these two guys are who you're starting with? So, yeah, that's a like big red flag. But yeah, Beerus, Goten and Trunks. Come down here. 50 stones. So at this point, you're spending 100 stones. And no one here is good. 0 good characters? Yeah, 0 good characters. Okay. So the big issue here, if you're wondering, is that literally not a single character in this area is good. This guy is usable if you have Gohan, Trunks, and Goku from the Worldwide Download Celebration, but if you're new or returning, you probably don't. And this is like usable in quotation marks. This guy is like fringe, niche, for fun usable. He's gonna get you killed every other time. All these other characters are trash. Yeah, all these other characters are trash. No one is good here. Okay. Step 5, so 50. Sorry, excuse me. The goal here is to get TEQ UI. If you were to like say you're new, you're gonna reroll your account, you're gonna hit some of these stones, blah blah. Dokkan doesn't have a great reroll. It's not fast. It's not fun. A lot of the stones are locked behind just like playing the game, and there are a ton. They're literally like tens of thousands of stones. If you're just a new Dokkan player, you drop in, but getting that does not come immediately. By the time you get that, you will not be on these banners anymore. But Goku is the prize. If you're going to re-roll, let's say you just get a bunch of emulators in a row, you're gonna re-roll. If you ever get Goku, you keep the account, right? Because Goku is what I would describe as an account defining unit. The way I sort of quantify account defining units are good leader skills with an ability that wins the game. In this case, it is Goku's domain, which I can only click by doing here, is Goku's domain. So Goku activates his condition, he becomes this guy right here, and then suddenly you're in a position to like win the actual events that you're playing against. You could put this Goku and the AGL Goku, this one, the LR. If you have these two units, you can probably defeat every EZA stage in the game without even having type or class advantage, essentially. They just kill them, they just do too much damage. And they're dodging, so they could just cheese them. You just relaunch them, reroll, 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 and eventually you'll RNG the win. So let's go to the Carnival. I thought the Carnival looked better. The Carnival looks better than the other banner, but as I got into it, I was like, oh no. So you come down here for 20 stones. It's just banner units. It's Dispo. It's Dispo pretty flatly, I think. Yeah. Maybe Majin Buu Pure Evil with the... but you would have to have the TEQ Buuhan, essentially, that they just released. And you probably don't have that if you're just a new player, returning player. So we go to the EZAs. No. 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 No, no. No, no. Terrible. For 30 stones, it's literally worse than Dispo. Dispo's better than every one of those LR EZAs. 100%. You would never run any of these guys with Dispo. For 50 stones, no, no. Bulma. Boo. Fusion Zamasu. But actually, let me come back one sec. So one thing that actually is kind of useful about the banner here is that a few of these are set to EZA specifically, and that's the same with the Gammas. If you notice here, the Gammas, Path of Power Ki Goku, Frieza here. Let's see, is anyone else here? The father-son Gohan, Gohan and Goku is right here. So a lot of EZA targets here. So you might be thinking, okay, I could stack up my account. Sure. I mean, you could. You by all means could hit some of these units, but I think Bulma's still the prize. You don't want to bank on characters EZAing, essentially, because this entire 2022 column could be next year, or like not next year, but like the year after that. 2026. By the time I post this video, it will be 2025. So it could be literally next year. They could work on this entire column right here, do the Gods duo and the fours, and then literally never touch any other character here. They could, they probably won't. I think the one that I'm looking forward to the most, Frieza, will be elite. And I think we are due for a Frieza of some kind. So if you were going to bank purely on EZAs, I would say Frieza. And I think we're gonna get a Fused Zamasu at some point. I do. I don't know why. I think we're gonna get a Goku Black, an LR like Goku Black, or an LR Zamasu or something this year. I just feel it. And last but not least, no, he's not good enough. These two are really good if you got these two. This guy's not good enough anymore. He's just like a lose condition. Not good enough anymore. Lose condition. Lose, which is sad. This character could have been really good for a long time, but they just never got like a proper team. I would say that you're really looking for Frieza Android. So let's say you re-roll. Let's take that into account. Let's say you re-roll, or you start an account, or you're returning. What you want to aim for, if you go into this, is you want to hit TEQ UI, and you want to hit this Frieza, who turns into, Golden Frieza and Android 17, and you want to hit this 17, who turns into the Reps of Universe 7 character. That becomes 1, 2, 3 out of 6 characters needed, and I think this team will continue to be good into the 10th anniversary content, just because they essentially have to numbers you, and then they have to dodge cancel. And if they do both, then the whole game's fucked anyway. So I wouldn't expect them to just like eliminate these 3 characters from the rotation completely. I think we'll see them get aged out around maybe like March. When is Saiyan Day or Golden Week or whatever? I'm gonna assume March-ish is when we will see these characters start to really drop down the list. So on to step 5. And that's why I just listed those characters, actually, because if you hit this Jiren, that's 4 out of 6. And Jiren and the TEQ Goku will carry you through the EZA stages for farming. So again, this is not if you're late game. Do not pull if you're late game. 10th anniversary is in a month. It's not that long, I promise. You know, we're going to get some EZAs in probably a few days, if not a week. And we're chilling. We're literally chilling. And we're going to get the preamble to the 10th year soonish, I'd imagine. Like the whatever LR they decide to EZA. Probably... You guys want to guess? I'm going to say they're going to EZA... Is anyone obvious here? I guess no one's really that obvious because of it probably being fusions. Yeah, it's really tough to say. I guess they could EZA this pair. Let's say for the EZA this year, they do this pair of characters for the countdown, right? Here's this guy gonna farm you some stones. You know what I'm saying? So you're still just kind of sitting, waiting on something to happen, essentially. You're not really pulling for anything, you're just waiting. Cell Max, I think this is done. I think a lot of people would snap go, oh, Cell Max, cool. I think Cell Max is kind of done. He's still very strong, but the issue is if you're new or returning, how do you get this character to conditionally work? Superheroes, artificial life form, or super bosses, artificial life forms, and movie bosses. You just don't have those characters if you're new or returning, and you need them. You literally need them. You need 3 in the same turn for his passive to activate. So I would not look at Cell Max as your answer anymore. Gohan is fine. I think you're really just looking for Jiren. If you manage to like amass your stones, maybe you took my advice, you started farming, you got some stones, maybe you have like 4,000 stones, you want to spend some. I would say that Jiren is your find. He's a character you want. Either of these two. Bulma. But I mean, the thing about this one is everyone's gone. Like, Bulma's probably going to get aged out by 10th anniversary content. The rest of these characters are already bad. Maybe you do just want the EZA fodder. Like, these characters could EZA. And they could EZA soon, so it's possible. Everyone's bad here. And then you want this foe. Yeah. I'm going to say that's about all I have to say on this matter. If I could just tell you real quick, please don't summon on this. Even if you're particularly new, I think these are pretty bad this year, right? What were they last year? 1 second. Okay, so here it was last year on JP. Does anyone stand out here as being particularly good? Not really. Are these banners always just kind of bait? Anyone here from last year? Not really. Here. Gohan was fine at the time. Yeah, Gohan was fine at the time. That's about it. No again. Wow, just no one? The LR. Yeah, I guess these banners are always just bad, right? Wow. And here I thought, dude. Let me see here. Yeah, this was 2023's. I wouldn't. I don't even think it's worth really filling out your account because we don't know what the power creep is gonna look like. This seems like a no. That said, if you're low spending or free to play, or not free to play, but if you're low spending, maybe you spend on tickets, grab some of these characters, you know, certain feature characters, new stuff up summons. That could be something, you know, for low spenders, but again, this feels like a no. Like if you like the video, subscribe to join the club, save your stones. We all go make it. Peace.